digital की property I know
Yes,
from
correct.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Have a seat.
Thank you so much.
So you are presently staying in your home district, Dharwad?
Yes, sir. In Hubballi sitting Dharwad, sir.
Dharwad. Hubballi in Dharwad. Dharwad.
Yes, sir.
Dharwad is on the cultural map of Karnataka. Lots of cultural luminaries have come from
Yes, sir.
Dharwad.
Yes, sir.
Name some of them.
Sir, in the field of culture, Dharwad is renowned because of primarily literary and musicians from Dharwad, sir. So we see the Hindustani classical music and the Kirana Gharana from Dharwad, sir. So personalities like Dr. Gangubai Handal, Savai Gandharva are from Dharwad, sir. And in the literary aspect, we see Sir Dara Bendre from Dharwad, sir.
That's great, yeah. And what was your connection with Bijapur?
I was born in Bijapur, sir, and I did my primary schooling in Bijapur.
Bijapur.
Yes, sir. Now it is known as Vijaypura.
Bijapur was one of the Bahmani kingdoms.
Yes, sir. So,
Was it?
Yes, sir. So after the Bahmani kingdom disintegrated, there were 5 Shahi kingdoms, sir. So in Vijaypura, we had the Adil
One of the
Shahi
5
kingdom.
kingdoms.
Yes.
Bijapur, Golconda, Bidar,
Yes.
and Berar. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, what was Bijapur's role in the famous Battle of Talikota, where the Vijayanagar Empire was defeated? You know about this?
Yes, sir. So in the Battle of Talikota, the Adil Shahi kingdoms came together and the Vijayanagara kingdom was defeated. However, with regard to specific contribution of the Adil Shahis at that time, I'll have to...
That's fine, no problem. What is the cultural imprint of the Bijapur kingdom? Did you find anything?
So, significant impact has been made by the Adil Shahi kingdom in culture of Vijaypura, sir. The primary one being in the architectural aspects, sir. So there are famous monuments in Vijaypura. So some of them are like the Gol Gumbaz, which was the second largest dome in the world. And we have various masjids like the Jama Masjid.
Have you been to all this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
While growing up, I have been to them several times. Sir. Also, there is a system of underground water reservoirs, which are the Kares system. So that is also quite famous in Vijaypura, sir. So recently also we are reviving that. So Suranga Baudi, Taj Baudi are some of these, sir.
Lovely. Have you been to Shravan Belgola?
Unfortunately, no, sir. I haven't been there yet.
Where it is geographically?
Sir, it's in the coastal part of Karnataka, sir. Not remembering the district.
That's fine.
Yes, sir.
Why it's famous?
So it's famous because of the statue of Gomateshwara, sir. It's a Jain pilgrimage site. In Karnataka.
You know anything about Gomateshwara? He's also known as Bahubali.
Yes, sir.
This statue is made of which kind of thing? Which stone?
Sir, I'll have to look more into that, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not aware of it at the
You are
moment,
not
sir.
aware of it.
Yes, sir.
And what do you know about the Mahamastika Vikesh that takes place there?
Sir, if I'm not mistaken, it takes place once in 12 years, I think, sir. I'll delve deeper into this, sir.
What do you know about this Bandipur Reserve, which always quite often comes in the news?
So, the Bandipur Tiger Reserve is in the southern part of Karnataka, sir. It's one of the 6 tiger reserves in Karnataka.
What kind of tiger? There are too many kinds of tigers. Which tiger it inhabits?
I'm not aware of the kind of tiger. I'll look into that, sir.
Karnataka seems to be a very successful experiment in implementation of PRIs. It is a good model.
Yes, sir.
You have any idea about that?
Sir,
How many subjects are there on the 12th schedule which the Gram Panchayat is supposed to implement? You know about 12th schedule of Constitution?
Yes, sir.
How many subjects are there?
So there are 28 subjects in it.
29.
Okay, 29, sir.
Just fine. So, you have any idea how many of these 29 subjects Karnataka's government has devolved on the PRIs?
Sorry, sir. I'll
You
look
don't
into
know.
that.
It's only a state which has devolved all the 29 subjects. Others have done 12, 13, 14.
Okay.
So, Karnataka has done it fully.
Okay.
You should know about
Thank
this.
you, sir. I'll read about it.
Thank you, sir. Is okay. Now I'll grill you on the law. Why you chose law?
Sir, I chose law. Essentially, in my school days, I was good in debate. So I think some teachers suggested that I go into law and be a lawyer. So that was the first inclination. But later on, during my 11th and 12th, I was searching for career prospects, and I found myself inclined towards law and understanding how laws function and how the society functions, and our code of conduct, how it is regulated. So this was my primary reason to gravitate towards law.
All right. Now you spent your time at Gujarat because you did it from Gandhinagar,
Yes, sir.
and you have seen around Gujarat some parts during your stay.
Not much, sir.
You were confined to the campus.
Primarily, sir.
In law, which aspect of law really interests you? That was your optional also, I believe.
Yes, sir. So primarily the criminal law is one thing that interests me, sir, and the constitutional laws.
What is tort law?
So tort law is a law that that is about small deviations that give rise to some harm to another person. There is no statute per se in India that regulates torts. So it's a law that primarily emanates from various judicial decisions.
What do you understand by the term retributive justice? And you think that Indian criminal system is based on retributive justice and not on reformative justice?
So retributive justice would be when, while meting out punishment to a person who has committed some crime, we are looking at it from the aspect of some retribution or punitive methods, not just about reforming that person. Whereas in reformative jurisprudence, we are looking at the punishment should be such that it transforms that person and he can be integrated back into the society.
Is our criminal justice system is moving towards some reformative justice aspect also? And if yes, give examples.
Yes, sir. We are moving towards reformative aspect of criminal justice. Some examples are the concept of open prisons is coming up. So we see that in some jails, like in the Sabarmati jail also. And in the new criminal laws, new form of punishment, a sixth kind of punishment is introduced, that is community service. That also is given to some offences which are not of heinous nature. So even here, instead of keeping the offender in prison and segregating from the society, we are trying to include him back into the society. So these are two ways in which we are trying to make it more reformative rather than retributive.
So how can the criminal justice system can be reformed to decongest the jails?
Sir, to decongest the jails, we have to address the problem of under-trial prisoners and also making sure that the trials are conducted in a speedier manner, because our jails currently are occupied mainly by under-trials. I believe the proportion is over 60% in the jail, sir. So faster completion of trials is a primary aspect in this. So the new criminal acts also lay emphasis on completion of trial and giving the judgment within.
No, we can't talk about faster trials in the air. Some very solid moves are required for that. How do you facilitate faster trials? How? You can't impose it on the judge that go for the faster trial. The entire system has to work towards that. So how will you place the system in order?
Sir, in order to ensure a faster trial, all the stakeholders have to take on their role. So beginning with the investigation, sir. So if we have proper mechanisms for faster completion of investigation and timely stock taking of where the investigation is at the moment, that will make sure that we are on the right track and right evidence is presented during the trial. So and even during the trials, the veracity of the evidence collected is many times a hindrance in order to reach a decision. So the inclusion of forensic science in investigation would speed up the process. And also, sir, taking up electronic evidence as the primary evidence itself can also ensure that the speedy trial goes on.
What has been done towards this electronic evidence? Some changes have been made in the law.
Yes, sir. The Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam has made electronic evidence a part of primary evidence now, sir. So now primary electronic evidence can be presented as primary evidence and not just as corroborating the primary evidence. So this will ensure that evidence can be evaluated at a faster pace during trial stage.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
But what is the concept of crime? Is there a definition of what constitutes a crime?
Sir, in the IPC, a crime is any act which is prohibited or under the sections of the IPC. However, what constitutes a crime would be that it should have an element of a human being who is doing an act which is actus reus with a guilty mind or intention, which is the mens rea, and subsequent harm to another person. This is what a crime would be, sir.
Because there's a lot of emphasis now on decriminalization of, at least for the economic offences.
Yes, sir.
So what is the rationale for that?
Sir, the rationale, in my understanding, sir, would be that in some of these crimes, sir, firstly, the intention would not be to cause harm to anyone in the way that other traditional crimes envisage it. And secondly, sir, because of our emphasis on ease of doing business, and sometimes we see that the procedure of trial or investigation would itself become punishment. And hence, if we decriminalize that, then we ensure that some crimes which lack the threshold of mens rea are not meted out with
True. So do you not feel that the same logic can be extended to other spheres also? Is it only in the economic side that we need a lenient view, and elsewhere we become very harsh, so that whomsoever you want, you can book him under a crime, and the litigation keeps on rising, the pendency keeps increasing?
No, sir, I do not think that we should segregate it that way. I think in all offences or all crimes, our thought process should be the same. And we should ensure that firstly, sir, because of under trials being, we are seeing that under trials are spending more time than the maximum, halfway of the maximum punishment itself. So on this regard also, we are making some changes now. So the new acts ensure that if an under trial person has spent more than 1/3 of his of the sentence, maximum sentence that can be sanctioned to him, then he can be released on bail. So even in this case, we are seeing that there are changes being made, and for many offences now, community service is being given as a punishment. So stringency of punishment is reducing. However, sir, I think the focus should be on better implementation of various safeguards in the first place.
But is there any evidence, or the general perception is that the courts are generally clogged with various court cases because the government is unresponsive? It doesn't respond to the genuine concern, and one is forced to approach the judiciary.
Sir, in this matter, sir, it is believed that in our country, government is one of the biggest litigators, sir. So, given that we have high vacancy in the judiciary and also pendency of cases is very high, I believe, sir, there should be a mechanism whereby instead of approaching the courts, there can be some grievance redressal mechanisms in every department which work in an efficient manner. So that would reduce the caseload, workload in the courts.
So how would you react to this controversy regarding a chief minister being summoned by the ED and he refusing to present himself? So what is the process involved in issuing a summon, and is any person who is called, is he bound to make himself physically present?
Sir, I think every person is bound to present himself to the investigating agency, the ED.
No, in person. Is it mandatory that whosoever is called by a government functionary, so he has to necessarily present himself?
Sorry, sir. I
You're
will
not-
look into it, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Or is it that only a witness has to be present? For a witness it is compulsory, or any ordinary...
Sir, in my understanding, it is compulsory for everyone to present themselves before an investigation authority who is investigating an ongoing issue. But I will look into it, sir,
Okay,
to understand
fine.
it better.
Now, what do you understand by this concept of incomplete contracts?
Sir, incomplete contracts would be some contracts in which you do not need to communicate your acceptance, probably in some standard form of contracts. It can be an incomplete contract because general boilerplate agreement is given and you take it up.
Because some argue that every contract is an incomplete contract. What would be meant by it?
So probably because in every contract there is a promise, and for the promise there has to be a subsequent consideration. So probably a contract is complete and the consideration has still not moved. So maybe in that sense it is an incomplete contract. I'll look at it further.
Okay.
So.
So, what is this investment facilitation under the WTO?
Sorry, sir.
You're not
I'm not aware of.
And what are the prominent issues?
In the WTO, sir?
Yeah, with which India is concerned.
Yes, sir. So, in the WTO, India's primary concern are firstly with regard to our public stock holding of food grains, sir. Secondly, there are also considerations with regard to fisheries subsidies, and we have concern with regard to the moratorium imposed on taxing e-commerce goods. So that was again extended in the current ministerial that was held.
Okay. And do you feel that our policy making, it is getting obsessed with large numbers? We keep talking of 5 trillion or 1 crore of SHGs having been formed, or fastest growing economy. So do you feel that the real issues, they are being relegated and we are being bombarded with a host of large numbers?
Sir, I think that the large numbers make us aspirational, and it imposes a new confidence in the economy, and that is always good, sir, for the spirit of the common man also, and those in the government and the bureaucrats who are functioning to implement various schemes. So I think this is good for the confidence of the nation as a whole to aspire for these numbers.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vijeta,
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
you are wearing glasses.
Yes, sir.
What is the power of glass?
So my classes,
Your power.
so the number is -5 on one side and -4.5 on the other side.
What does it mean? Nearsightedness, farsightedness?
So it is nearsightedness. It's myopia, so I cannot see far off objects very clearly, sir.
And what is hypermyopia?
Sir, that would be the opposite of this. So a person can see far away objects clearly, but for instance, while reading a book, they would require glasses.
Have you heard about cones and rods?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, I think these help us with regard to our perception of color in the eye.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you use kajal?
Yes, sir.
How does it you make it?
So I'm not aware of that, sir.
Okay. Karnataka is known for its mega biodiversity.
Yes, sir.
What are the laws that protects forests, biodiversity, and forest rights? Name all these acts.
Yes, sir. So we have firstly the Environmental Protection Act, the Forest Conservation Act, the Forest Rights Act of 2006, which enshrines the rights of forest dwellers. We have the Biological Diversity Act. We have the Wildlife Protection Act.
What are the benefits of that was seen in the ground of Wildlife Act? Wildlife Act.
Sir, the Wildlife Protection Act, whereby killing of several wild species and hunting were reduced after the promulgation of the Act also, sir. And the schedules.
Can you name some projects under this Act which has conserved this wildlife population in wild?
Sir, the projects on elephant and Project Tiger are some examples, sir. So the Project Tiger, and which we had, it celebrated 50th year in 2023, sir. We saw an increase in the number of tigers in India, and also the number of elephants in India is also on the increase. And recently we are seeing the project Cheetah, where the reintroduction of cheetah is being carried out.
Okay. What is GI tag?
So, GI tag is an identity marker given to some products.
What GI means? What?
Geographical indication, sir.
Okay.
So it is regulated by the Geographical Indications Act, and when it's
Is
given.
it under intellectual property rights?
Yes, sir. It's one of the IPRs recognized in
Okay.
India. So a distinctive character of any product which comes from its geographical origin is recognized through a GI tag, sir.
Main products from Karnataka and that GI tag.
Yes, sir. So from Karnataka, the GI tag products are Mysore Pak and the Dharwad Feda and the rose onion from Bangalore.
Okay. Have you read the recent crime rate report 2024?
Sir, 2024, I'm not aware of the numbers. Sir.
Whether crime has nationally, crime has increased or decreased?
So crime has increased, especially in some sectors like crime against women has increased by 4%, and cyber crimes have increased.
Rape and kidnapping have increased,
Yes, sir.
but overall crime has decreased.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who is Falguni Nair?
Sorry, sir.
Have you heard this name? Falguni Nair?
No, sir,
She's
I'm
from
not
South.
aware of her.
And Nykaa company?
Yes, sir.
She is the owner of Nykaa.
Okay.
See.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll read about her.
Okay. Nowadays we are facing the challenge of climate change and global warming.
Yes, sir.
So, whether India is doing enough to mitigate global warming?
Sir, India is doing its part for mitigating global warming, both on national and international fronts. We are committed to being. We are in our 5 commitments at COP26. So we have enshrined that we will be carbon neutral by 2070 and have 500 gigawatt from renewable energy by 2030. And along with that, sir, we are committed towards lifestyle for environment, wherein every common person is also being sensitized about living in sync with sustainable development. Along with that, we are increasing emphasis on renewable energy like solar rooftopping of houses. And sir, in the international front, we are also coming as a leader. So we have started the International Solar Alliance, the coalition on disaster resilient infrastructure.
Since you come from Karnataka, the Bangalore
Yes, sir.
traffic is horrible.
Yes, sir.
And during daytime, its decibel is very high.
Yes, sir.
So, what decibel, if you cross particular decibels, that is considered crime during daytime.
Sir, I am not aware of this, sir.
It's okay.
I'll look into
Sir.
Vijeta,
Yes, sir.
tell me something about Hampi.
Yes, sir. Sir, Hampi is an UNESCO World Heritage Site recognized in
Yes.
Karnataka. It was the capital during the Vijayanagara times, sir. So Hampi was renowned for its prosperous nature, and it is said that in the markets of Hampi, precious stones, gems and jewels were sold like we sell vegetables now. And in Hampi we also, it is on the, across the river Tungabhadra, sir. So we see that it was very developed at that during the Vijayanagara times also, and even now the monuments in Hampi are renowned, sir. So there are, yes.
Hampi comes in which district?
Sir, in the Vijayanagara district, which is the 31st district of Karnataka.
How far is Ballari from there?
So it's adjoining to the Vijayanagara district, sir, I don't know how far it is
No,
exactly
no,
from
no.
Hampi.
I'm taking two names.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me with what they are. Kasuti and Illam. There is a variety of sari.
So
Ilkal.
Ilkal, yes, sir.
Ilkal, tell me something about Ilkal, and then Kasuti, because Kasuti Embroidery Center is in Hubli,
Yes, sir.
in your area,
Yes, sir.
Hubli.
Sir,
Ilkal.
Ilkal is also a renowned product, especially from the Bagalkot district, sir. So Ilkal is popular because of its cotton saris, which have a cotton and silk border, and the pallu is of silk, and the threading is also of silk. And it is the specific thing about Ilkal saris is how the pallu is joined to the sari. So there's a specific artwork included in it, and it has the borders are very bright generally.
Yeah. How is what is the status of Ilkal industry, weaving industry?
Sir, I'm not aware of the standings.
And Kasuti.
Sir, even Kasuti, I know the details of the fabric, that it has very delicate embroidery.
Kasuti is it? Embroidery.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But see, like many places, many states, there is a problem being faced in primary education that people even don't have money, they send to the public school. And government schools, the admission is not encouraging, though Karnataka state government schools are good. But how do you resolve it? How do you inculcate people to send their children to government schools? But do you know about this problem?
So that
Generally, it's there. People even the maids or when they will prefer to send in the English medium school rather than this. But in Karnataka, I know about it.
Sir, there is a tendency that in convent schools, maybe enough care would not be given to the child's education, or that the child would not speak English, and that would be that would reduce their employment or skill opportunities later on, is the general perception. In order to bridge that, sir, we have to firstly ensure that all necessary amenities are provided in the convent school, infrastructure, or increasing the scheme of midday meals and ensuring that it's actually implemented and there is variety and nutrition in the midday meals. So Karnataka is focusing on including millets in its midday meal programs. Along with that, sir, also sensitization with regard to talking to parents. So probably PTA meetings in convent schools would be a very good idea, wherein the headmasters of the schools.
I get it.
Yes.
These are basically, you rightly said, infrastructure facilities. Government schools may have good teachers, but libraries are not good.
Yes, sir.
Labs are not good.
Yes,
Sports, the swimming pool, which generally the current generation would look forward. You went from Karnataka, which is a developed, and went to, where is it? In Ahmedabad?
in Gandhinagar, sir.
In Gandhinagar.
Yes.
What changes you saw in you? How it enriched you? What were the things you imbibed from Ahmedabad, from Gujarat?
Yes, sir. So when I went to Gujarat in Gandhinagar, sir, the first thing was my assimilation to broader culture of India and the social cohesion with my peers from different parts of the country. And secondly, sir, the diversity with regard to the language spoken. So while I tried to learn a little bit of Gujarati, but my command over Hindi increased. Along with that, sir, I understood that there are different customs that are being practiced by people across the country. So how things, the cultural norms in Karnataka are different from that in Gujarat or in North India. So these were some things that I observed.
In terms of law and order issues, the security of the women is the same in Karnataka and in Gujarat? Almost the same, or which is better, if at all? I mean, you tell me your experience.
Sir, I do not have much experience because I have not travelled widely in Gujarat, sir. But I think, sir, in Gujarat, sir, I could perceive that generally I found it to be much safer for a woman traveling in dark or alone, sir. But in
Have you been there during the Navratri festival? A lot of dances take place.
yes, sir.
What is that dance called?
So it is Garba, sir. So it.
Have you participated in Garba?
Yes, sir, to an extent. So we had Garba was celebrated across our campus and various campuses in Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad. So it's celebrated over 5-6 days in Gujarat. So it's,
Two questions only I asked. One, like Delhi University is also very law, very good law.
yes, sir.
They still have that maintained after BA 3 years course. Yours would have been 5 years integrated course.
Yes, sir.
What do you see? Since you have done 5 years course, you will be advocacy for that. But what is the difference between 3 years and 5 years?
Sir, with regard to the 5-year course, as it integrates BA, BCom or BSW subjects along with law, I think it enhances our understanding of law a little bit better. So, for example, while I was studying political science or microeconomics, and then I was also studying criminal law, contracts, I was understanding the interplay between economics and law, and sociology and criminology and law. So, I think as our studies are going on simultaneously, this is an advantage, sir.
So when you are advocacy for the 5 years
5-year
integrated
course, yes, sir.
Perfectly. Thank you, Vijeta.
So, thank you, sir.
What kind of community animals you cater to?
So primarily stray cats and feeding of stray dogs. For the stray cats, I try to foster stray kittens and try to seek adoption of the kittens, and if possible get the stray cats sterilized, vaccinated, etc. So,
Do you think that the stray animals need to be fed by human beings, or they are naturally designed to find and make their food?
so
Why do we intervene?
So we intervene because we have significantly changed their ecosystem. So even though cats are predators, we have made it so that we have reduced their area of prey. So because we are slightly breaching in their area, we have to feed them now because they do not find food on their own as they used to. So we see dogs scavenging for food in our municipal waste, or we see cats coming and stealing milk from houses. So now, along with our development, I think it's a moral responsibility that we should ensure that some fundamental freedoms are given to animals as much as possible, like freedom from hunger or pain, or if it is suffering from a disease, we try to get it treated.
Are you an animal rights activist by the way?
Sir, I would consider in a very small way I am. I do not undertake activism on a larger role or in any organization. But I try to sensitize people surrounding me.
Which organization looks after the welfare of animals in India?
So there are several organizations like the People for Animals or People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
PETA.
Yes, sir.
But one adverse impact of feeding the stray dogs has been in Delhi at least, and other places of course, that they are chasing small children and killing them and then hounding them and all that.
Yes, sir.
So that is attributed to undue feeding of the stray dogs that attract them to the colonies.
Yes, sir. So these are very unfortunate incidents, and we should take strict measures to ensure that we reduce or stop these incidents altogether, sir. But, sir, I believe that primarily some incidents like this occur because of various reasons in stray dog behavior per se, sir. These are pack animals and they tend to guard their puppies, or during their mating times they become aggressive. So by ensuring that we implement the animal birth control rules properly, we can reduce these to a significant extent. And also, sir, an animal doesn't randomly bite a person, I believe, sir. If an animal is hungry or bitten, or if it's scared, then they tend to exhibit such behavior. And the animal birth control rules or the guidelines by Animal Welfare Board of India and the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act also has provisions to see that if an animal is aggressive and cannot be controlled, then they can be euthanized. So a case-by-case approach should be taken in such cases, but in general, sir, looking after animals is good for both us and the animals. So rather than eliminating human...
Okay, fine, well argued. What kind of biopics you have seen, especially relating to triumph over adversity?
So some of the biopics are The Pursuit of Happiness, Chapak sir, I'm so sorry. 12th Fail.
Pursuit of Happiness is a very old movie.
Yes, sir.
It's an American movie.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of adversity was there, and what kind of triumph was made on that?
Sir, in the movie, several adversities were thrust upon the protagonist simultaneously. So on the one side, he became homeless. He also had to look after his child, and he was having issues on his personal front also. Along with that, sir, he had a dream that he has to achieve success and become a stockbroker. So while dealing with homelessness, he triumphed over that adversity by retaining a very positive attitude. So even in the movie, even while he was facing problems, he did not let it be seen by others, his bosses, and he also taught his son that he should not settle for anything and he should protect his dreams. So with this commitment, sir, he ensured that he shows excellent professional attitude in the workplace. He did not bring his personal problems to the work, and he ensured that his efficiency in the workplace was very good, because of which he was selected out of several interns and he eventually got the job, sir.
Lovely, wonderful. You can go now. We'll call you for the
Yes, sir.
feedback.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
आइए, हिंदी सीख लिया ना गुजरात में?
Yes, sir. थोड़ी सी
थोड़ी सी सीखा है, बैठो।
बात कर सकती हूँ सर, ग्रामर थोड़ी
ठीक है,
कभी-कभी
बैठो।
कर-
ग्रामर से मतलब
ये अच्छा बोल रहे हैं।
Is there in your family your sister or a cousin in the police?
No, sir. I don't have a cousin.
You have such a resemblance. Sudambika, she was also from Karnataka.
Oh, lovely, sir. But I
Yeah, I
don't.
just thought.
Yes, sir.
How did you feel about the questions and your interaction? You were smooth and normal, natural?
Yes, sir. I think that it was all right, but I need to study more.
There's a never-ending study. Ko chodo. Your approach and your engagement level will matter, not the study. Study is fine.
When is your interview?
It's on 22nd March. So.
It's quite nearby. See, you have done a wonderful job. We are all happy and satisfied. You have a good presence for interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Karnataka, of course, they'll ask you a couple of questions and all that. Bijapur and the place Dharwad you come
Yes,
from,
sir.
I've already asked you.
Yes,
So
sir.
just usko perfect kar lo, that,
ठीक है,
all that. And other aspects of Karnataka, which is going to be asked either to you or to somebody else, will be this north-south divide and Karnataka protest against the discriminatory devolution of funds by
Yes.
center.
Yes.
What are the issues Karnataka is raising? What the answer center is giving? And what is your take on that? That is a standard question they can ask you.
Yes, sir.
Are you fully aware of the entire issue?
Sir, I'm not aware of what the solution should be for this.
You read it and then you can find out the solution and all that. You can contact me. I cannot just give you a lecture on that because it will take us to Interstate financial relations
Yes, sir.
and how the whole thing fits in. Take my number, they'll give you, and I can give you one time
Okay.
to discuss about it.
Yes, sir.
You are in
Thank
Delhi
you, sir.
now continuously.
No, sir. I'll come
You'll go
here. I'll be back.
ठीक है, you can wherever you go, you can just I'll
Then
try
you come
to
back again for the interview.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
try to tell you what can be the solution, not here, because it will take at least 20 minutes
Yes,
of
sir.
explanation to
Yes,
on that
yes,
one.
sir.
But that question you should be ready with.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'll research more on that, sir, and then. Yes, sir.
I can guide you on that if that is troubling you, but that is a likely question
Yes, sir.
to ask. It's not only Karnataka; all the South Indian states came together. Kerala supported it, then they also stayed up this thing. Tamil Nadu was in support of it. All of them are claiming that unfair treatment is being given to them. So to go delve deep into the issue, what are the
Yes.
problems? That is all. And then law, of course, will attract lots of things. I asked you a number of questions, and you were okay. So you can deal with law. Not
Yes,
going to- Recent changes in the criminal law and what are the new things. Criminal justice system, you said, is your favorite.
Yes,
So how our criminal justice system is a legacy of the colonial era,
Yes, sir.
and how we are trying to reform it. In that investigation, under trials, the entire system needs to be overhauled.
Yes,
So
sir.
be very, very sound on that.
Yes, sir.
Law and all.
Getting bail become always in the news.
Yes, sir.
Too liberal.
Mhm.
And you see, on my questions, culturally, very well.
Yes, sir.
I liked the most was the school. That was a situational question, and you gave a fantastic answer to that.
Yes, sir.
Such questions may be there. You may not know answer, but how do you tackle them? How do you show your innovativeness? How do you show your freshness? That is very important. In fact, in they say most of the things you apply, but this was the best
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
situation.
Any advice from these two senior members?
No, nothing specific. It has already been said.
I have projected the areas on which the likely questions will come. Some questions will come from what I have suggested to you. Work on these areas.
Yes, sir.
आपको कुछ पूछना है तो आप पूछिए.
So with international relations, sir.
इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन में 1-2 सवाल कुछ आएगा, वो हमस आ गया या कुछ और इवन रिफॉर्म्स आ गया जो मेंस में आप पढ़ चुके हैं ऑलरेडी. नीड नॉट वरी अबाउट दैट. ओके. इंडिया मॉलडीव्स आ जाएगा, अभी जो चीज़ चल रहा है वो आएगा. इट वोंट कम आउट ऑफ द ब्लू.
Yes, sir.
डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट.
And probably international law, sir, the ICJ, UNS.
इंटरनेशनल लॉ आईसीजे का जो जजमेंट हुआ है उसको पूछ सकता है हाउ आईसीजे फंक्शंस.
Yes, sir.
It's a jurisdiction, advisory and compulsory jurisdiction, and how enforcement mechanism is lacking in that. They'll ask you about that. WTO they will ask you because this MC13
Yes,
has
sir.
occurred and what were the issues discussed there. And was it a failure or success?
Yes, sir.
Read about the WTO entirely. And ICJ can be asked because you have a law
Yes, sir.
thing and all that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
They can ask you anything about what is law of the sea, what is this law, what is the space law, what is outer space related. So 5-6 international major law treaties you should know.
Okay.
If in case they ask you
Yes,
about
sir.
that. Okay.
Forest Conservation Act also has recently been amended and somewhat diluted. So there was a lot of controversy.
Which
Yes,
act?
sir.
Just Forest Conservation Act.
Acha.
2023 amendment.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
So you go through that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All the best, and
Thank
we
you,
are
sir.
looking forward, Mr. Piaras.
Definitely, sir. So,
God
thank
bless.
you
Good
so
luck.
much, sir.
You will do very well. You have pleasing personality.
Yes.
Go with confidence. Don't take too many inputs for your interview. You are fine. It's all about just preparing mentally rather than preparing through reading. Your
Yes,
mental
sir.
preparation will matter more. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So don't go for overkill about reading and all this. Know your state. Something I've told you. Otherwise, other questions will come just on the spur of the moment.
Right,
I
sir.
you
No,
can-
you're not
you can-
supposed to know everything.
Ah.
I just asked about Falguni Nair and all this, just like that.
Yes, sir.
So like that. This is how it goes.
Yes, sir. I'll research more on the areas that you mentioned, sir, and I'll remind on the various aspects that you mentioned just
हाँ
now.
कभी remind करो. I'll try to help you. Why
Yes,
not?
sir.
I'll,
Yes,
I'll give you some time on that.
Yes,
They'll
sir.
give you my number. Take it from
Okay, I'll do that, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all the
there.
best.
All the best.
Have
This
a
is
good
the sari
evening.
you are going to wear. No.
So there's one more, sir, just a cream sari.
This is also
just
coming
one
fine
more.
on you. Cream also will come fine on you. This is a so even this is okay, but I don't know about other one.
Okay, it's just this colored sari. So this
This
no
color is
contrast
going
border.
well on you.
Just this color.
Yeah. This color something else will look well on you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.